Hello, this is Deborah Razzo, the founder of the Women's Real Estate Network, and thank you for watching this video. I am here with Natalie, Koladi. Did I get that right?
Kalani, yep, you got it
Yeah,
right.
okay, Natalie Koladi. Natalie Koladi is a tax professional, and she's going to be speaking at next week's event, our REN monthly event, which is actually on August the 23rd at 5 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. If you're interested in coming to the event, the link is in the chat down below. But I wanted to talk to Natalie for a couple reasons. First of all, taxes is a huge way that we mitigate our income. And I saw you speak at an event and I was super impressed. And the fact that you concentrate on real estate specifically. So how did you get into this tax world and why real estate for you?
Yeah, absolutely. So I went to school for tax. I got a degree in accounting, and the summer I graduated and started working in CPA firms, I just sort of stumbled across a real estate event. And so that was sort of what started it. And after that first year of working crazy hours in public accounting, I was like, okay, I'm really glad I found real estate as well. I can't do this forever. And so it was just sort of this natural progression for me because I got into both at the same time. So I'd started going to real estate meetups and spending a lot of time online in various groups. And as I was like asking questions and learning about real estate, people started reaching out to me to ask questions about tax. So it was just sort of this natural progression between the two. And then in 2017, I started my own firm so I could just specialize and work with exclusively real estate investors. So that's what I've done ever since, is just stayed in my little pocket of real estate tax. And I love it here. I think you guys are a whole different brand of client to work with because there's no one else who comes to a tax professional informed about taxes and excited to learn about taxes, but we're taught it so much when it connects to real estate. Like, it is such a big part of investing that I love working with investors for that reason. You guys are like excited for tax time because there's options, there's strategies to use when you invest in real estate.
There's totally strategies. It's so funny. I was talking to my husband, who is not a real estate investor. In fact, he's a corporate guy, not an entrepreneur at all. And we were talking about some of our tax stuff the other day. And I said, don't worry, I'm offsetting it with depreciation and a bunch of other stuff. And he was like, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the perfect combo when one person works in corporate America and the other spouse is a real estate professional and you can use all those losses. It's perfect.
Totally. Okay, so then I have to ask, you are actually a real estate investor. What was your first investment, and have you expanded since then? And so what are you investing in now?
Yeah, I started off in a super kooky way. I went to a kind of a guru-y seminar, which I don't recommend, but
Oh,
that's what opened the door. And so I tried to wholesale and it was really hard. And what I ended up landing on was I started off by doing fix and flips on mobile and manufactured homes. So we would buy them super cheap and renovate them and then carry a note on the sale. And so I did that for several years in the like greater Seattle area before I moved to North Carolina. And now I focus on buy and hold and mostly midterm rentals instead.
wow, that's fabulous. Look at
Yeah.
that. Okay, so we are meeting an accountant that has boots on the ground, real estate, experience. Now, with a lot of accountants, I know a lot of real estate people who are wanting to meet really around this time of the year to do some
Yep.
end of the year tax strategy. And I know that you're going to talk about that, but why don't you talk about the value of that?
Yeah, absolutely. So it always cracks me up when in like January, February, you see all the posts of people looking for an accountant because that is not the time. Anyone who is free with nothing to do in February, that's like a red flag if they're not busy. It's like going to anything where there's not like a wait list and you can just walk right in. There's probably a reason. So this is the time of year, like summertime into the fall, is when you want to start looking for a tax professional, and not just a tax professional specifically, but someone who does tax strategy and planning and who knows real estate as well. Throughout the year is when you're going to save your money. That's when you're going to put things in play that will save you money. Once the year is over, you're really limited on what you can still do. And at that point, the tax return is just sort of the snapshot of strategies you've put into play. So if you didn't do anything for the entire year, the snapshot's not going to be great. So you need to put something into play before year end so that you can still have some time to employ some different options so the snapshot looks a little better.
I'm gonna put that in layman terms. You don't want to get a big bill next year. You need to think now.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
I really do. Like, and take it from somebody who's been an entrepreneur for 30 years. There was a time at which I thought, yay, I made money. And then I gave it all over to the tax man, right?
Yep.
That was the last time that I was like, no, I got to plan this stuff out. You have to plan this stuff out. You really need to be smart. If you're going to be business smart, you got to be tax smart. And you have to hire the right tax professionals to guide you. Tax is really, it's just like a secret weapon, don't you think?
Yeah, oh, it absolutely is, because you can make any amount of money. You can be the best salesperson, the best entrepreneur in the world. And if you're losing half of it because you're not planning well, like you've just worked twice as hard to make the same amount. So the taxes are what can really eat into your profit. It's what you don't want to give your money away to. It's not earning you anything else. So, um, yeah, it is absolutely like a must have to tax plan ahead of time, or it's going to be terrible in April.
Yeah, absolutely. Now we're doing something a little different on this event for us. We are actually allowing people who attend the event to ask their own tax questions. And there's going to be a link down below that once you've registered for the event, you can actually go there and you can ask a question. We're going to be handling those questions over to Natalie prior to the event so that she can make sure that she has the information on hand that she needs. Now, I know some people are going to ask about 1031 exchanges. Some people are going to ask about how do I mitigate, the rental income that I've got coming in. I know there's a lot of short-term rental people out there that have a lot of income coming in. You want to know how to keep that? You're going to want to get to this session. I'm assuming that you've got clients that have those kind of problems.
Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely. It's a big part of what I deal with and what I've dealt with so frequently that now a big part of what I do as well is teach on the tax side. So I do a lot of the annual like tax conferences and stuff because so many accountants and CPAs and EAs don't know like the short-term rental loophole or 1031 exchange as well. So trying to educate the accounting industry as a whole about this so that you've got more options, because I'm sure every investor has talked to at least one accountant where when they sat down and talked with them, they had no idea what you were trying to do or how to report it or how to help. So we've absolutely dealt with pretty much everything on the list at this point. And I feel like come up with some really creative strategies, some kind of unique things people don't think about, things that might be easily missed. So it's really important to find what works for you. Like taxes aren't one size fits all. So covering and kind of gaining these lots of little bits of information gives you really good starting points to open discussions with your tax professional.
Oh, I love that. I love it. We want to be able to get an education so that we know how to take advantage of these tax laws. And I love the fact that you said loophole. That just turned me on. All right. So if you want more information about how to keep more of your money legally through tax deductions, please click the link below and let's see you. I think it's a week, almost a week, a little over a week away. August 23rd, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Click the link below and we'll see you then. Thank you so much, Natalie, for coming.